about it. Yes, Ja Morant's situation is tragic as far as his mental state and what he's actually going through. For somebody to turn around and do something like that twice in 2 months, that seemed like there is something going on there. And believe me, I told you they're going to assign him a behavior specialist to monitor his well being. But what transpired this night, on this weird night on a Tuesday, that Ja Morant decided to put out these tweets saying, "Love you, Ma. Love you, Dad. You're the greatest baby girl. Love you." And then bye. This is where it got cryptic. When he put bye, people says he's saying bye to the media, bye to the NBA, bye to life. They just saw some people lose their lives, and they post on IG or whatever the social media platform is. They'll make one big boastful post, and then they normally, yeah, it brought a welfare check. Now, I think this is all he wanted to show was that's Ja Morant. He loves his mom, loves his dad, loves his baby girl. I think that's what he was trying to say. And this is like him speaking to the media as people was waiting for him to talk. And all he said was, bye. But it could be taken in that, in that way, that this is what he meant. And this also calms down the way people were speaking negatively about him and using his name and throwing it around. Now, you got people chiming in again, acting like they really care about Ja Morant. When just a week ago, they was throwing him under the bus, didn't care what happened to him. Now it's like, oh my God, let's care about Ja Morant. You didn't care about him last week. You didn't care about him. Now, I'm not saying the people that said he was dumb or it was dumb what he did, you're supposed to say it was dumb because it was a dumb thing to do. People, just because you tell your kid can tell you something that's like, hey, that's stupid. You can tell your kid, put that down, quit being dumb. That doesn't mean you don't love your child. No. So by stating these actions, it didn't have any monumental effect on anything. It didn't affect the ball. It didn't have a bowling ball like effect on everything in society. But what did it change? Everyone today, and I watched them all, they were on like violins. They were like, I saw Shannon Sharp up there. Yo, Skip, I'm not going, I'm only going, I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna talk about what I think about Ja Morant right now. I think your man hurt, Skip. He ain't got none of that extra energy that he had before. You see, because he was making everything about him, he didn't even take time to think, what about Ja Morant? Never crossed his mind. Did it? Nobody wanted to treat this person as a human being. They got rap songs in his honor now. It's all going down. So now the narrative is changing. It's a cry for help. Now it's we got to get him help. Now we got to get the mental behaviorist people to find out there's something really wrong. In case you don't know, well, you should know now, the NBA has FBI. And the FBI stays present on certain players. Like LeBron James has FBI escorts and NBA security. Steph Curry has NBA security. A lot of players have NBA security. Not all of them. Some don't want them. They have their own security detail. But at the NBA's request, they have FBI agents working for them. Melo told you, oh, it ain't even about Melo. Melo told you, but that's just one instance. It's been going on for years. Like David Stern's been doing this. Like I told you, if you own the Casino for Life Patreon, then you're not behind the 8 ball. You know all of it. Because we just getting started. And you already see 2 parts of the David Stern story. And there's a player banned for life because in the 80s he wanted to get wild. Now, many others decided to think in the mind state of how you see other people thinking now. You see how this group is thinking over here, or this group, and everybody's talking about, oh my God, this isn't a solo incident. What's wrong with Ja? What's wrong with this person? Ja needs to take a break from the game. He needs to go away for about a year. He's going to be suspended. You see, if I'd commit a crime and I'm getting sentenced to like 50 years or 20 years or whatever, then I tell my family, you know what? I'm going to just go take a break. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's like, well, I'm going to go right here to this prison for a minute and take a break and rethink my life. That sounds very confusing, don't it? See y'all in 20 years. I gotta go rethink some things. He's going to be suspended. So the same, this person needs to take some time off. He's gonna get time off. He ain't gotta worry about that. See, getting time off, the only thing that details, only thing that requires is when you're getting that time off is that you ain't just kicking it and getting fat. I don't expect him to do that. You got people like DJ Academics reporting on stuff that he normally don't even talk about. It's not like he follows basketball. But he says the cops showed up and he was listening to NBA Youngboy. You know, it's like this is where the level of his mind travels to. Well, when you start looking at big picture, little picture, then you start seeing some things that you're not comfortable with. I didn't like a lot of the behavior and the activities that I saw. I just didn't like it. Well, it was a few times, just a few. You start to see the cracks in the ceiling. But sometimes you have to realize that, yes, this is a young person who made a mistake, and that's just what it is. Well, people got to realize one thing when you deal with like Ja Morant and those type of situations. You have to look at how everything is laid out, and you say to yourself, "Okay, well, Ja Morant is his own man. Even though he's grown, his father is there. His father kind of like oversees what he does, but Ja is kind of like a teenager, even though he's in his 20s. But he's responsible for everything that goes wrong. Not once is people was like, "Where's his dad?" He's a grown man. His dad is not in the NBA. Ja's in the NBA. He's not an 18-year-old kid. He's not a 17-year-old kid. He's a 20-some-year-old plus grown man. So he's got to deal with the situations how they come. It's all on his shoulders. Well, other people are going to say, "Oh, well, this person can't get this done. This person can't get that done." Well, yeah, it took away from Memphis, but you're not going to lose Memphis. They're not going to suspend Ja Morant for a whole year, but they want him to get the message. He's going to miss a number of games. Maybe 30 games, maybe 25 games, but he's going to get the message that the league is not playing around. But he's not going to lose his contract because he did not commit a crime. I don't know how many times I must tell y'all that. He did not commit a crime. People are like, oh, he retired from the NBA. He's gone. Well, yeah. You know, that's what they want. Shrimp, vegetables, Mediterranean shrimp. Well, my thing is this: you're gonna always have people that's on different sides of the fence, so everybody's just gonna stay out of it. There's a lot of people that want Ja Morant to go to jail because that's what they don't care anyway. They just see the situation and want a rapper to go to jail, or a basketball player, anybody in entertainment. They want them to go to jail. That's these conservatives. Well, conservatives are right about certain things, but they omit other things. Mm-hmm. You leave it to them. It's Mexicans, black. That's what's killing the country. I know Kyrie Irving is concerned because he's a player. So that's exactly what you think when you look at it. Love you, pop. Love you, mom. Love you, daughter. Then he says bye. So when you see that, it brings alarm. Of course, it's going to bring a lot of attention. What do you expect? That's what the NBA was thinking. In today's time, it sounds like that. Other people could say, I'm just retiring or this and that. So they did a wellness check and then he deleted all of it. But now today, all the news is back about Ja Morant. Kyrie.
So I just say that to say, and I saw even, what happened over the last week or so, even today with Ja, like, and it's not even a situation, it's somebody's life that is very fragile that needs to be taken care of and nurtured. A lot of us black men and women, a lot of us white men and women, a lot of us red men and women, a lot of us yellow men and women, whatever color you are, whatever creed, whatever religion you are, a lot of us need nurturing. We need the nurturing. Like the nurturing of maternal and paternal instincts that we get from our mom and my dad, and our moms and our dads or our grandparents. We need to normalize family time. We need to normalize taking off technology, the veil of technology. Stop letting technology control your fucking mind. Stop letting this shit do that. Go out in the sun, ground yourself. Learn what peace of mind actually means and pray to God, whomever you call him, whether it be Allah, whether it be Christian, whether it be Buddha, whether it be God, whether it be Jesus Christ. I am all of them. You are all of them. We are all of them. We are all part of the collective consciousness here on this earth to change the way that things have gone. So again, I don't mind being called a crazy one when I'm getting back to the roots of our ancestral knowledge. I don't mind that. But what I'm going to need you to do is take these words and come up with an executable plan, an actionable plan. We have more meetings to have. You see these other evil people doing what the fuck they do, and they're out in the open with it. They're not hiding anything anymore. People's agendas are not hidden anymore. That's why I don't come out and just do these anymore, because I can't just get on live and just be like venting unless I have a distinctive point I would like to share with my commune and my all-leaving tribe. Right? Don't be asleep to this. Don't be asleep to this. Awaken to this. All right? Awaken to this truth. I'm not, trying to force you to go do things that I'm doing. No, I'm just sharing with you that the collective is waiting for you. The spiritual warrior, the light path warriors, the light warriors, the light workers are waiting for you. Reach out. Reach out to us. Reach out to us. Like, reach out to us folk that are doing the work and that are actually here to be a sounding board or a springboard for you into a new ascension. But again, I don't mind being the crazy one or being the misunderstood one. Just know, like, I'm aware, fully aware.
So one thing Kyrie Irving was talking about.
That was the main thing he was talking about. Everything that was around this message here, that's what he was talking about. So there's nothing else to discuss. All money ain't good money. You know that. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Real peace of mind is disconnecting from this social media. Get outside and experience real, disconnect of the internet. You need to pry yourself away from it. Why do you think I'm outside a lot? I go on walks. I get away from all this digital everything. Go on walks. I'll talk to y'all, but other than that, I'm getting my road work in, exercising. I'm always in the real world interacting with people. This is how you become a social pariah. Some of these people only talk on the internet. When they see people in person, they don't know how to communicate. No, it puts a lot of other people in this stuff, man. With Ja Morant, it's a lot of people that's not cool with people now because of the Ja Morant situation. You ever you ever seen two of your friends go at it and you stay out of it, and other people are kind of watching who get involved and who's siding with who and what? They kind of wait on that. They sit back and they kind of wait to see who finna side with who or who's siding with who. And then when they get cool again and those dudes are back boys, now some of the people gonna have a problem with what you said or where you was leaning to in that situation. Mm-mm. Well, yeah, well, a lot of people look like that. Mm-mm. He said, imagine feeling sorry for Ja. Like he's got all these multi-millions of dollars. But I keep saying millions of dollars and having all this money does not equal what's really going on underneath the hood. You see, you got to look under the hood to find out the true problem. There's something damaging there. Like something's wrong. But you got to realize something. We're in we're in this tech era, and we're in this modern day world of this is everybody's into emotions and film. It's all this feminine estrogen energy going around, this femininity. So everyone, as they cry or show any type of vulnerability, the people got to stop and listen. Yeah, it's like that. When something is like that, it's like that. You can tell right away. Mm-hmm. He need to get outside. And shouts out to Damn D too. He got Damn D, POV. Um, there's so much stuff going on that people just don't realize how big the situations actually are. Exactly. But it's not about money. Everyone else makes it about money. It's not about money. Mm-mm. Well, you look at people who had a graceful impact on society. Right. Who would win in that situation? You've just ruined yourself. It's not about money all the time. Yeah, it's not about money. Get the money. You think because somebody got money, that dictates if they're going to feel good that day, if they're not going to feel good that day, or what? Right? You see Gilbert Arenas, right? Gilbert Arenas had access to all this money. And every day he was go live for 3, 4 hours talking about me and Kwame Brown. This is a multi-million-dollar NBA basketball player. But every night for 3, 4 hours, he's talking about me and Kwame Brown. He could go anywhere he wants in the world, get on a plane and go, right? Sometimes that limited you and make you more miserable. Ja Morant is never gonna have people that's really genuinely real with him, except for his mother and father, and probably some relatives. And some of them won't. They're gonna be guarded in how they deal with him. Because you don't play basketball for a living. You play basketball when you feel like playing it. That's different. You think you feel like playing basketball every day? Hmm? Do you think you feel like picking up a basketball and going to play ball? No, you don't. Nobody I know feel like playing basketball on a schedule. But if it's a job, it's a job. And just like any job in the world, get tired. Something becomes a job. What you assume, right? What you assume is one thing, it turns out to be another. What Ja Morant did was dumb. No one has taken back anything about saying how dumb everything he did was. Yes, it was dumb. But it's more to it than that. There's more to it than it just being dumb. It's almost alarming because it's not about the money, it's about the position he's in. You would risk losing everything you have gained in these next 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. People don't risk throwing everything away. His $12 million Nike deal is on hold. He's got his Powerade sponsorship gone, and other sponsorships opportunities are gone. He lost 39 million in an extension that he was eligible for when they do the Supermax. So that's 39 million more gone. It's not about the money, it's just this is what happens. Your family security is now at risk. The house you got, mom, dad, everything. So when you start gambling with that, it's more bigger than just money. Because most people work, they don't just work for them, they're working for their family, for their security, for everything they got going on. Right. The last thing they want to go through is a situation mm-hmm. The Ja Morant shoe and his design, they just added something else to it. But what Ja wanted to do was make it affordable, and they wanted to have by being the first shoe. So it's only like $110. Nike had made it the shoe relatively light, and there was another brand of another shoe that basically didn't turn out to be what it was. Yeah, well, yeah, well, that's the nature of the game. Why was he saying bye? He probably was saying bye to the old him. He could have been saying bye to the person he used to be, bye to speaking to the media. And bye could mean anything. But the way we look into things now, we got to check into it. You just had one of these internet fans, the big Ravens fan, take his life and apologize to his kids and everybody on social media and to the fans and just checked out and just took his own life. And he's a father of two. It's just so many weird things that transpired. Well, no. Well, no, Courtney, I'm reading y'all messages. Unlike some of the other people, I actually read the messages. I got them on my big screen there because it's kind of small here on the phone. Like last night, like I had to go out and watch Fast and the Furious again. I had to go do it again. Spending time, date night, just hanging out. Now, this ain't the girl like I'm like with. We just cool. We home girls. It's my home girl. Good movie? No, It's not a good movie, but she wanted to see it. It's not. It's a mess. The movie is like a complete mess. It's better than the last one. So if you saw F9, it's way better than F9. Well, it's a lot of people that are doing these type of things that you're talking about. Yes, John Wick 4 is there. You stopped at 5, 6, 8, and 9 were bad. Yes. After 7, it should have ended. It should have ended after 7. That there was no way, nowhere for the show to go. But when they did 7, they actually, when Paul Walker and them, they were sitting there, they would all sit down and saying, how many of these should we do? So Vin Diesel and them, they already had the script for 8. They were gonna go to 10, and then that was gonna be the end of it. So even when they did 6, they had 7 and 8 storylines pretty much done. Now, because of his death, they altered the conversation. They kind of always grab a celebrity or somebody who's hot now and then throw them into the movie. Um, yeah, part 6, and then there's part 7, and after 7, it just 7 made the most money. Overall, in general, 7 made the most money. Mm-mm. Well, Mission Impossible is coming to an end. But no, I'll tell you the script with Paul Walker. Paul Walker in Fast 8, when they had the Fate of the Furious, it was supposed to be Vin Diesel versus Paul Walker's character. That's what the Fate of the Furious was in 8. The family was splitting up. Dom was kind of getting back to being that outlaw guy again, doing those jobs, where Paul Walker wanted to stay under the regime of the government, steady job, father. This is his life now. He can't take these risks anymore. But they want Dom to be out this, fast and furious life. And Dom has to take a turn out of it. And he couldn't tell his family why. So it's basically the same story without the Paul Walker dynamic. Now, The Rock became the guy that was hunting him down. And they put Jason Statham in there. And they moved Viper or whatever her name is, moved her into the Cyrus or whatever. I don't know their names. They moved the female girl into the cast. So then they had Jason Statham and The Rock in that prison scene. That was going to set up the spinoff. That Vin Diesel didn't want to do. They said, oh, well, it didn't do that much money. Well, the reason why Fast and Furious does so well is because of international money. Brazil, Spain, they normally have universal ways into it, but the reason why the other ones didn't have that is because they didn't have the key element in it. Hobbs and Shaw did not have racing. They're not racers. Hobbs and Shaw are two guys that's not racing people. So you take the racing element out of it, take the fancy cars out of it, you didn't cut off that dynamic. You cut off that audience. They did a 5-minute race in this one. Family. Did I mention family? But it's a June movie. I mean, sit back, relax. Look at some explosions, some cars. Don't ever think your car can do any of this stuff, no matter how much horsepower. or whatever you put under the trunk. Your car will never be able to do that. You cannot drive down a Hoover Dam. Your car into a thing and move a cement block to whack a bomb into the water. Yeah, on my spoiler review, we're gonna go on that on screen thing. But I just want to holler at y'all real quick about Ja. And to let y'all know I did see it. I was getting ready to go on my Patreon because we have a exclusive casino going off on LeBron getting eliminated. It's gonna be exclusively on Patreon. That's going up. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Deuces. Don't forget to follow Kwame Brown Bus Life, Kwame Brown Bus Life 2.0, Ticket TV, Welcome to HD TV, Seahawks Jose Rodriguez, Armando Black TV. I'm out.